Hey guys, welcome back. So out here at range day again, the second weekend in a row that I've given you guys a range day video. You guys seemed to really enjoy the last one, so I figured I'd come out again today without a cameraman, just a tripod and a camera, doing things the old-fashioned way, and just do some shooting. I have a cold. I'm sorry if I sound a little bit congested. I've tried to clear that up as much as I could before jumping on camera, but the whole family's sick. But I didn't want to miss a day. It's semi-cool this afternoon. It's kind of an overcast, rainy afternoon, but with me, I brought out my Romanian-built PSL, which is a 7.62 by 54R. And you notice I have a laptop out here this afternoon, and I'll explain more about that here in a little bit, but it's the OCAT system that I posted about on my Facebook page several months ago. And that's also what the spotting scope is back here with the wire coming off of it and this Logitech camera hooked up to it. I think you guys are going to like that system. Again, I'll talk about it here in a few minutes. On the PSL, I have some cool stuff to show you. This is the black Horse Arsenal PSL stock, which is also available for the Vepr rifles. But what they've done is they've taken a Soviet SVD stock and adapted it to the PSL. And you'll notice that I have an adjustable length of pull here. I can adjust this stock length, making this rifle much more comfortable to shoot than the stock rifle stocks that come with the thing. And not to mention, these are much better looking than the laminated wood stocks these typically come with. It also has black injection molded forend. These aren't off, obviously, the SVD. This is something the Black Horse does themselves. But this stock is really something else. I like it. Retails for 230 bucks, and I'm just out here sighting the rifle in with some new ammo. I have some Russian surplus light ball ammo that's, recommended for use out of the PSL. So let's do a little bit of shooting this afternoon. Hope you guys don't mind. Again, just another informal range day, but you seem to like the last one, so hopefully you enjoy this one. The last time I was out here, I showed you guys the stinging nettles, and those things suck. But there's things out here on the property that don't suck. They're actually kind of sweet. Check these out. Those are my berries, and they are delicious, but I gotta fight the animals for them. They're really sweet. Try not to eat the stem, but I also get purple lips and purple fingers. But yeah, really good stuff. But if the animals get to them, especially the birds, they'll eat them and then they'll poop purple stuff all over the Jeep. It's always something, right? Bittersweet. But look at these things. Good stuff. I ought to bring out a bucket and keep a bunch of them. Take them home, feed them to the kids. The Romanian-made PSL is chambered in the powerful 7.62 by 54R cartridge. The PSL is the poor man's SVD Dragunov. At one time, these rifles were affordable, but like most everything else today with the pistol grip stock, the rifles have skyrocketed in value. I brought the PSL out to sight it in with some ammo I picked up from AEM Surplus, which is 148 grain Russian surplus ammo. I also wanted to show you guys the Black Horse Arsenal stock set. I'm also continuing to evaluate the OCAT shot tracking and logging system, which is why you see the MacBook sitting on the shooting bench. One of the things I've been testing for a while now is this OCAT system. And what the OCAT system is a camera system that hooks up to your computer, your laptop. In my case, this is a MacBook Pro. It hooks up to your computer. It has a little Logitech camera that I'll show you here in a second that's hooked to a spotting scope. You put your target down at 100 yards and it will track your shots for you, tell you what your average spread is and things like that. It gives you all the information. You can completely configure the system to the rifle that you're using, the caliber that you're using, and it logs everything that you do. So then when you go back home, you have a complete log of every shot that you fired. It's actually a pretty cool system. You'll see more of this system in the future here on the Military Arms channel. Anyway, so I'm gonna fire a couple of shots here and you'll see, well, it's probably not zoomed in close enough, but right here in this red circle area, that's my hit area, and it's tracking the shots from the PSL in this hit zone right here that's in the red. So it's a pretty cool system. Again, you'll see it more here on the Military Arms channel. The OCAT system allows you to track your shots on the target in real time and log them. It automatically calculates the exact distance to the target, records the shots as they hit the target, keeps track of the order in which the rounds hit, and even tells you the group size and the time between shots. It can be used at closer ranges without the spotting scope, and it can even be used with a laser training aid. The basic system starts at $495 and it goes up to $1295 for the complete deluxe system with a spotting scope, tripod, camera, software, and a 511 carrying bag. This is what it looks like zoomed in on the target with the OCAT system tracking. This is the do not shoot area, which that's the computer system marking that on the screen. That's the calibration target. That lets it figure out how far away the target is from the spotting scope. And then this red area, which you can define as the hit area, that's where I want the system to look for bullets that are impacting. And these little marks right in here are where the rounds are actually hitting. And it's logging all this data for me. It's actually a pretty cool system. Downrange after firing a few rounds out of that PSL. And this is where those Russian rounds are hitting. And you could tell from the way I was shooting, I'm just firing one shot after the other, not trying to get the best group possible. I'm heating the barrel up to see how the PSL reacts to having multiple shots fired one after the other. It seems it's maintaining the group. If anything, I could tell through the OCAT system that it started off grouping here, and as the barrel heated up, it started to put the shots out further higher and to the right. So the first few rounds were landing right here in probably about a 1.5 to 2 inch area. Then as I continued to fire round after round, that group opened up, and I could see this through the OCAT system, and that group started to expand to the right. So it's pretty cool being able to see all that in real time with a laptop sitting there. Now I'm going to go back and do some more shooting. Oh, here, let me show you this too. This thing, you're probably wondering what it is. This is how the OCAT system calibrates itself. You don't shoot at this. You just got to put this on the target somewhere. And that's how the OCAT system can tell exactly how far away from the target you are when you're shooting. So it's telling me I'm at like 86 yards or 87 yards. The trees back there fell across my 100-yard line, so it's about 10 yards short. But anyway, so that's what this thing is, which is actually pretty cool. You can print these off. You don't need to buy them once you get the OCAT system. You can actually print them from the computer program itself, or you can just photocopy the ones that they give you when you buy the kit. So it's a pretty cool setup. So here's this Black Horse Arsenal SVD stock on my PSL. Now again, this is available for the Vepers as well. This thing is built very, very well. It's based off a real SVD stock that they've converted to be used with the PSL. Now, one thing that I noticed when I got my PSL and I got this stock, this is a Romanian-built PSL. There's a lot of rifles in the country that are either early Romanians. This is a late production Romanian before they stopped importing them and then started importing the parts kits from cut-up rifles and building them on U.S. receivers. This is a Romanian receiver and a Romanian-built gun, but it's one of the later production models which doesn't have a screw hole in the back of the receiver for the pistol grip. I guess in an attempt to cut production costs, the Romanians stopped drilling that hole. So really the stock is only being held in place by the rear tang. I got lucky and got one of those rifles, so when I got my Black Horse Arsenal stock in the mail, I went to put it on the rifle. I'm like, well, why in the world can't I put my screw in the back here where it belongs? It's because I had to drill a hole. Now, you can do it the way the Romanians did it and simply attach the stock by using just the rear tang, but then there's nothing holding the rifle to the stock right here. So I went ahead and drilled that hole. It's not that big of a deal, but once you get it drilled, it works perfectly. Now the stock is adjustable for length of pull. That's what makes this thing so cool, is you can loosen this bolt right here. Actually, I'm sorry, you don't have to loosen this bolt. Leave that one tight, folks. This isn't a review, by the way. I'm just out here having a range day, so I'm not even going to edit out all the bloopers. Don't loosen that. Leave that one alone. Loosen this one. Can you see it? All right, there you go. That's the one you can loosen or tighten. And once you release this little lever right here, once you loosen or tighten this bolt, it'll move the stock in and out, which will adjust that length of pull. Then you lock this lever down. What I'll probably wind up doing, there's not a whole lot of friction holding this in place, is putting a piece of tape around it. Even though it's unlocked, it'll still stay in place, but you can hear it's a little bit loose. Once you lock it, it's not loose anymore. It won't collapse or anything because that screw won't let it collapse if this thing comes loose, but I'm going to put a piece of tape on it anyway. $230, it's probably the best investment I made on this PSL. Also, here's that adjustable cheek piece. It is padded, so you can rotate it out of the way or rotate it up, and I found it puts my cheek and my face the perfect height for this PSL scope. Good stuff. If you follow the channel, you've seen this CTK Precision P3 rifle rest quite a few times in the past. This rest costs $125 and is extremely useful for removing the human factor in long-range shooting so you can more effectively test the accuracy of your rifle, ammo, and scope. It's fully adjustable, so much so you can even use it as a pistol rest. It has adjustments for height in the front and rear of the rest, and it also allows you to level the 3 feet that the rest sets on. It's probably the best rest I've found so far, which is why you see me using it so much. This is my uglier than heck, but functional as heck, and a whole lot of fun to shoot, WASR 10, with the AK762, which is the 30 caliber 1-to-4 power Hilux CMR scope. And that's mounted on my WASR with this Midwest Industries mount, which has an AEM locking lever on it, which works really well. It's attached to the accessory rail on the left-hand side of the receiver. And when you use this scope, you're definitely going to want to use a Veltor stock or something like this stock adapter, which is my preferred favorite right now, which is the Rifle Dynamics AR-15 stock adapter for the AK. It puts this stock tube up just at the right height where I have a perfect cheek weld with this scope, and then the MOE stock allows me to get the proper length of pull. This scope on this mount doesn't work so well on a standard length AK stock. You're going to want a NATO length stock, or you're going to want an adjustable length stock. Otherwise, you're going to find that your face is too close to the ocular lens on the back side of the scope. But this scope is something else. If you shoot 300 blackout or you shoot AKs, this is an awesome scope, and it's really affordably priced. Overall, this thing is just a great package. If you want a DMR 762 AK, now this is probably the most affordable way to go, even though these WASR 10s are getting really, really expensive these days. I really do love my AKs. That rifle that I'm shooting is a WASR 10, and it has the Hilux CMR 30 caliber scope on it, which is built for AKs, and the 300 blackout cartridge. So when I first got that scope and the Midwest Industries mount that it's on, I took it up to my relative's house in Michigan and sighted it on dirt clods at about 120 yards away. So I was just walking the rounds in until I was able to hit rocks with a 4-power scope at about 120 yards. And so this is the first time I actually had it out to the range to actually zero it to find out where it's hitting. And this is how close I came on my zero. My first group was right here. Dialed in a few clicks of adjustment, and now it's shooting right here. And it's shooting about 2.5-inch groups using Wolf hollow point 7.62 by 39 ammo. Well guys, I hope you enjoyed the range day video. I know I've done 2 of these now in 2 weeks, but I have a good time doing them, and some of the comments you guys left seem to indicate that you like the range day videos too. I'm starting to feel a little bit better, of course, from my cold, but anytime I come to the range, that always helps me feel a little bit better. That and a little bit of coffee. But I hope you guys enjoyed hanging out here on the range with me this afternoon with the PSL, checking out the Black Horse Arsenal stocks on that PSL, and also checking out this 30 caliber, the AK762 scope on my WASR 10. I'll talk about a lot more of this stuff on our new blog, which is thebangswitch.com. I'll put a link in the description below so you can find that blog. I encourage you guys to come by, check it out. We post new content during the week a couple of times a day. And a lot of the times when I post a video here on the Military Arms channel, I'll also make a blog post about it and give you more information that I may have omitted by accident or on purpose in the video itself. So it's a good thing to swing by and check that blog out. And of course, if you like these videos, please like and share the videos, guys. It really helps me out. If you guys have any questions about anything you saw here this afternoon, of course, you can ask those questions on our Facebook page. You can find us on Facebook at www.facebook.com/militaryarms. Thanks for watching, everybody. Thanks for all the support. We'll talk to you guys soon.